Hello, saints. I've been looking at Matthew chapter 7, the place where Jesus is making the statements about keep asking, seeking, and knocking. I find this really interesting because a lot of us haven't really understood just what it is that Jesus is saying to us. Now, Matthew 7 verses 7 and 8 reads, "Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks it will be opened." And so we read this as emphatic. If I ask, I'm going to get an answer. If I seek, I'm going to find it. If I knock on the door, it's going to open. And then we put God to the test, because when we ask Him for something, and then it doesn't happen, then we are thrown into a crisis of faith. Did something wrong with us that God didn't answer the prayer? Or something wrong with God that He didn't answer the prayer? God wasn't right? He wasn't correct in what He was saying? Well, when we understand what's really being said here, I think we get the blessing of what Jesus is really saying. Think of it in terms of being written in the present participle. Asking, and it will be given to you. Seeking, you will find. Knocking, it will be open. In other words, doors aren't going to open for you unless you're knocking on doors. It's not just going to happen. You're not going to find anything unless you've been seeking. You won't get answers to questions unless you've been asking questions. And so this really has to do with where we are in our relationship to God. Are we out there asking? Are we seeking? Are we knocking on doors? Are we looking for where God would have us be and do? Trying to fulfill His mandate for our lives? Or are we passively waiting for God to take care of it all? He wants us to seek after Him. Asking, we'll find. Seeking, knocking, that's what we should be doing. Not every door will open. We'll not always get an answer. Sometimes, when I tell people talking about doing Bible study, asking, sometimes the best thing you can do, or may do, is ask a good question. You may not get an immediate answer. But it's in asking that you're going to get an answer, because you won't get an answer unless you ask. I remember the little story of years ago. There was a modern day parable of Jonathan Livingston Seagull. And when he was a young bird, it goes, for the first time he asked a question. For the first time he needed an answer. When we start asking questions, we get answers. When we start knocking on doors, doors will open. When we start seeking, we'll find things. Let's be on that journey. Like I said, we won't get all the answers. Not every door will open. But we must be on this journey. Journey with me as we discover Christ in our life and what He would have us do. Be blessed is my prayer for you. Blessings.